Hello friends, I have already filmed so much today. I've already taken it off and I want to film more. I have been feeling extra inspired. So one thing about me is that whatever makeup does to my little brain, it keeps me so inspired, and I don't have burnout because I just love it. I love it so much. I'm never gonna not want to come up here and play in makeup, but sometimes I get wildly inspired. I'm talking mad woman up here in her makeup, cannot leave this room. I have all of these ideas and I want them in videos. So that's where I'm at right now. So on Thursdays, we talk about products that I love, products that didn't work out, and we just talk about products. And when I say didn't work out for me. And then I try to explain who that product would be for, because not everything is going to be for me, but that does not make it a bad product. Now we're going to talk about hair because listen, my hair, it's been luscious. It's been voluminous. It's been pretty frizz-free. Look at that. It's given swoop. So here's what I got. So I have a Dyson. Me and my Dyson have become very well acquainted. We have fun. We have learned to understand each other. And I have quite a bit of texture to my hair. So keep in mind, I don't really have fine hair. I don't have coarse hair and I don't have thick hair. But my hair really wants to have volume. It's all about that. But I'm getting to all that to tell you how much I love these. So all I have on my hair is this. So there's a pre and a post, before you dry it and then after you dry it. So that was the pre, and the one that I use in both formulas is, okay, so this one is straight to wavy light conditioning, and that's the one that I do. So I just have wavy hair. This works perfectly. And the only other thing I do have in my hair is the Color Wow. I'll grab a link for that. I'm sure most of us have that. I do have that, but nothing else. No other products. Nothing for volume. Nothing. This just does not weigh my hair down. It shapes it really, really nicely. And it's crazy humid outside right now. And I've already been outside. So I absolutely love this. Bought it myself. Bought my Dyson myself. So this is me buying these things and loving them. And I got excited and wanted to tell y'all. Here's the Color Wow stuff. I'm sure most of us, not all of us, I don't want to assume. We know what assuming does. But I really do like this stuff. But before the Dyson stuff, I was putting a ton of stuff on my hair and it was overwhelming. And now traveling is so easy because I have a small little travel of that. Take those two, my Dyson, I'm good. I'm out. I can do my own hair. It's amazing. I love it. Love this recipe. Now, I'm still not saying I'm good at hair because I'm not. I'm absolutely horrendous at hair. But I do what I can, okay? I work with what I got and I try to figure it out. And that's why when I show you something and it's not a million steps, just know that I have no talent with hair. I really and truly don't. So if you are in the same boat I am in, then you might enjoy these products that I'm recommending. So I kind of have a final verdict for the foundations. We're first going to talk about the Huda one. My final verdict is I did wear this for about 7 hours, which I normally like to do 8 to 9 hours, but I will say it looked absolutely perfect. Now, I want to go buy a better shade for me, or at least want to go look at the shades, and then I'll do an official wear test because I don't want to do an official wear test with a shade that's a little off. But I mean, just here around the house, walked outside, humidity, sweat, rain, chaos. It's really been great. I have no qualms about it whatsoever. I think it's delightful. That being said, is it my new favorite foundation? No, it's not going to be my absolute new favorite, but it's still beautiful. This one also wore beautifully, but again, this is still too light of a shade for me at the moment, so I want to go purchase a darker shade. But yes, same thing. So it's pretty, but there are still things that I already had that I like just as much and wear just as nicely. So if you're that curious, please go try things. Makeup is so much fun, but I don't see myself switching to these and just going, oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing ever. That doesn't mean it's not a negative thing. They're both beautiful formulas. And if you don't already have a foundation that you absolutely love, then I would recommend these because the formulas are wonderful. But if you already have a foundation and it's laying right, it's lasting all day, you've got it worked out, kind of like my hair recipe, then maybe we don't need these, because I don't see myself reaching for these instead of, say, something like the 𝗕𝗿𝘂𝘂𝘁𝗃 Power Play. I still enjoy that one more. Again, they both wore lovely, but this is what could sway me. This is a really, really interesting thing. If I go to Sephora and I find a shade that just matches me flawlessly, I'm talking it would have to match better than what I already have, then I would switch, because finding that perfect match can kind of sway you over. So I do want to go check that out, and then if they do have a really, really nice shade, I'll do a half and half wear test. But for right now, they did wear beautifully. That's not what I'm saying. Both wore, loved it, but if I was going to add another one to my collection, I probably wouldn't, because I already like what I have, unless they have a good shade, because I'm always hunting for a better shade. Now, this is something that surprised me, and I actually didn't expect to like it. Personal preference. We all like different things, but for me, I'm gonna fight with this hair. Hang on, I'm already tired of it. Put this away. Get this off of me. Who else can relate? Okay, that's enough of that. Get it off. Okay, but I'm going to show you what's surprising me to this day. I still don't. I did not expect to love this, because I don't love the original. This, delightful. Now, let me teach you how to wear even the original, because no matter what I do with the original, this is just personal, I can still kind of feel it on my skin. But this one I can't. This one dries down, but still has that hydration. Now listen, friends, we don't do sabotage. I know that probably a lot of the videos, and listen, if it's working, then it's working, but I don't want you to start there. It's better to build. You've seen a lot of videos where people will just pump this on their cheek 2 or 3 times. Even with this formula, that is a wild amount of primer. I remember when I first started my journey, I used to think more is going to work. But you know what it actually can do? Not always. It can sabotage. So what I want you to do for my entire face, I am going to do 1 pump. That's actually a mega pump, okay? That's quite a bit that came out. This area is really small. It's not all of this. It's little. Not only that, these thinner areas on the face, even our forehead is a very thin skin. It doesn't want a lot of product. Okay, so just do a swirl. Okay, we'll finish it here. It's so pretty. It honestly feels nothing like the original, and I do feel that my makeup did wear and look more smooth. Oh, it's so good. But it still has a nice grab. But it's not sticky. Grab and sticky are 2 different things. Gosh, this feels delightful. And then once it dries down, it's just exactly what I want from a primer. A little hair. But a little bit there. And it's not even dry yet, but it's just not that same sticky. It's just absolutely delightful, and it feels the way I want a primer or even skincare to feel, and it does leave a beautiful sheen. But when I tell you, if you want to use more, that's when you would build now, okay? But just try the 1 pump, because again, I'm fixing my light, I've kicked it. But we have such thin skin. The thickest part is right here, okay? But we have to spread it everywhere, so that's so thin, it's just thin. Doesn't need a lot of product. Now, me and this palette right here, we have already become acquainted. I've already filmed so many tutorials with this. I'm already gonna film another one with it. I've gone absolutely feral for this palette. This is a spicy price palette, but if you wanna have some fun, this is the palette we're gonna have fun with. I actually like the layout of this one more than I like any of the, not that I didn't love them, but any of the other Lightworks. This is just my favorite layout. I don't know, something about it. If I don't quit kicking that light, but something about it is just so inspiring to me. I love it. I love the way that it feels in my hand. It's like a little plate of delicious eyeshadows. I love how large the pans are. I just love it. I love it, and I cannot stop creating with it, and I will be posting some of those tutorials here next week, so be on the lookout for that. But if you're wondering my thoughts, I would eat it if I could. Now when I travel, I'm going to take this palette because it's just so easy to just get wild with, and then this. That's a lot of money in palettes, but if I had to pick between all of my palettes, I would pick these two. Because here we have our basics. We can, you know, just lay that depth down, get it going, easy peasy, and then bring that little spicy number. 11 out of 12 out of 10. Now, something else I wanted to love, but again, the shades. Why is everything so yellow and so light? I want to try, I'm going to go buy this too. I never want you to feel like you need to buy things. This is what I do. This is what I've dedicated the past 10 years to. Never feel obligated. You get samples. You try it differently. But I don't return things because I try and I go in and I find my shade and then I keep things for reference. You just never know. You never know. But again, this is my hobby that turned into my entire existence, so you don't ever have to do what I do. But this shade, I was so excited. I'm a banana. But that's MAC. Aside from their cream to powder foundation, which I need to get out and use, that one runs really nice. That one's got a shade for me, but everything, look at this. That's for a banana. I remember being a young lass. Barely. But I remember going to MAC and I always wanted to kind of get more into foundation, more into these things. And then I remember the artists would always swatch me and they would give me a color like this. And I will say the ranges were a little bit more limited then. So them being artists, they would have known how to adjust it. And listen, that's a really good thing to think about. So if you've ever been given the wrong shade by an artist, I don't want you to think negatively about that artist. And it's one of the reasons I strive to be so helpful. But if I had stayed in my artist mindset, I would have just been like, oh yeah, they'll be fine with that. They know how to fix it. But someone like me back then, I had no idea how to bring this home and kind of fix it. So don't ever get upset with an artist that's maybe shade matched you or tried to help you. They just probably had too much faith in you. That's what they used to do with me. They had way too much faith in me. Okay? So just look at it that way. It's a really good way because those people, most of the time, they do know everything about what they're talking about. And you will never see me go, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, because obviously they do. They have the job. Their makeup can even look beautiful, but they're giving you this going, oh, they're going to know that once you get blush, bronzer, but sometimes we don't want to wear blush and bronzer. Do you get that? But once you get all that on, it's going to look okay. So just everybody have grace for everybody. And I will just continue to, if you have to keep something, I'll just continue making videos on how to fix it. Okay, I'm not sitting on my legs, so I'm really short down in here in the ground. But I was gonna say the next thing is these Maybelline lip liners. Did you get these? Because if you didn't, go get one. If you ever wear lip liner, or if you ever want to start wearing lip liner, we're gonna start with these lip liners. I've never... Let's let that dry down. Let it dry. But my favorite shade, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more, but I'm just gonna tell you my absolute favorite shade is the shade On It. I wear this almost every day now. I'm so happy that I found these because this is a lot more affordable than the Fenty ones. And I still love the Fenty ones, but I'm gonna use mine because I have them, but I do understand that we go through lip liner a little bit quicker than some things, and that's a spicy price. It gets spicy, so I have just done nothing but just love these. They're amazing. All right, let's do this. They're so good. They're so good. Now, this brightening powder, I have to have it now when I finish my makeup. I have to have it. I honestly don't feel complete without it anymore, but also look what I did to it. I maimed it. Stabbed it. This powder is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I can't stop using it. I brighten at the very end of every single makeup look now with it. It is so thin, but so brightening and not drying. It's baked. So anytime you have a baked formula, it's going to be a very forgiving formula, because I don't know if you've ever seen how baked powders are made. They start out wet and then they bake them. So they're just so fragile and delicate on the skin that you really can't go wrong with them. So if you see a baked formula and you normally don't like powder, you probably are going to like that formula. But these are a 12 out of 10 for me. I can't exist without this shade now. And I also love that they did 3 shades of brightener, not corrector, brightener. Last step on top of everything. But I love that because it's not as confusing, and they're sheer. You obviously get the pink, so that's how it starts out. But then as you kind of push it into the skin, you see how nice that is? They're a little bit more adjustable. So they're not just wild pigment, but they're also, there's a tint there. I just feel like they nailed the formula, and the 3 shades are just perfect. Oh, and I still love Mario's powder. It's been the one that I reach for the most when it comes to a loose powder. It's 11 out of 10. Love it. I still use this shade. I haven't gotten the neutral peach shade yet because I've been traveling, and I literally have to travel again next week. I have so many meetings next week in New York. Pray for me. But yes, this one right here, I absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite complexion products that Mario has ever done, and this works for me beautifully. It's finely milled, soft. I like that it has a hair of pigment. It just checks all the boxes. All right, what else we got? Why am I cold? It is not cold here. Ooh, I got these YSL blushes. You know, let's blend one out on my cheek over here for just a second. I shot a video with this, but not as a blush. You'll see it soon. I'll swatch this one for you right now. This is, I don't want to go into detail because the video is going to be really fun, but you can see it is a white-based lavender, which is interesting. Let's talk about that later. But what I want to do is, let's just go ahead and swatch all of these, and then I'll wipe it off and we'll do a, we'll blend one out. So that's the shade 69. I'm just going to audibly say it too. This is 54. Oh, that's a good shade. That's a really pretty shade. That's almost like a lipstick. I like that. Okay. Ooh, I love these kind of colors. This is 57. I kind of want to see 57 blended out. Look at that neon. Oh, that's going to be delightful. That's 57. And then we have 44. That's a pretty shade. That's an interesting shade. I feel like they took lipsticks and said, hey, I have an idea. 66. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that. And then last but not least, I feel like this one's gonna be the one that I really like. That was my fault. Yep, I like them. That's 37. All right, let's do a smidge of just concealer here, just to kind of get a little bit more of a blank canvas. Where's my foundation brush? We have to whisper, I might run away. Okay, there we go. That's my Natasha Denona concealer in R5. My perfect match. Now, let's use this shade. Let's use 37. That was a really pretty color. Now I blended out the other one. Remember, we want that to be nice and flat. I posted a video on that recently. It's really, really helpful. The flatter that product is, the better this is going to perform. Our brush, let's just go ahead and, it's a cat hair, of course. Let's see how it blends out. It's pretty. It's not revolutionary, but it's pretty. The one that is revolutionary to me, I love, okay, I just gotta show you. Let's grab this one, the Cali Ray. This is the shade Dope. I just love it. I also love that they apply more flat. You see how you can just kind of pull it and it applies so nicely. I'll wipe this off on Sheila. Come here. Hold still, Sheila. And then the way that these just melt. And these last. Once they dry down, I don't know if y'all saw my video, but you can actually spray them with water and they don't move. And they're so blurring. I just love them. I feel like that side definitely even looks more blurred than that side. I love them. They have been the one that I take with me, the one that I reach for the most. I love these. All right, wipe that off. I'm still using the heck out of this stuff. I feel like this just balances my skin and makes it not upset. I will never not use this. I love everything about it. I love it to set, to reactivate. That's the word I was looking for. Before, to kind of balance and calm. I think it's a well thought out spray. All right, that's gonna be it for today. Oh my God, my skin already looks better. I love y'all so much. Me and Sheila want to film a few more things. We're very inspired right now. I love you all so much. I'm gonna post an ad tonight, but there's still a helpful element to it. Y'all are actually so sweet because the things, I love my story family so much because you actually see me use these things before the ad, for the ad, and after the ad. And that's all that matters, because if I love something, you're gonna see it before, during, and after. You're just gonna see it, you're gonna be sick of it. All right, I'm excited to post it though, because you can darken your foundation with certain formulas. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna go finish filming and I'm gonna continue to clutch Sheila. I love you so much and I'll see you in the comments tonight.